Good morning, fam. Good morning. Just wanted to take a few minutes out of my day to speak with you all about some topics that I've posted on Facebook, and I decided to go back and look over those and make a video basically expounding a little more on what I was talking about. The topic that I chose today is, are your relationships killing you? When you look at the relationships that we deal with in our lives, there are many things and many people that come in our lives that can have negative or positive effects on us. So as I started thinking about this, that old saying, birds of a feather flock together, is true. So if you're hanging around a bunch of people who are not going anywhere, just look around. If you're not at a level in your life where you want to be, there's probably a direct correlation with the people that you're dealing with. There's that saying where find someone who's doing what you want to do, get with them so you can get where they're at. I'm loosely translating that, but you know what I'm saying. So basically, if you want to get to another level, you have to find people who are on that level or better and associate yourself with them. So that way you can go ahead and clamp on and see the things that they're doing and study them, study their habits, study their ways of being in order to get yourself to that level. But when you look at relationships, let's go to the root of that word. The root of relationship is relate. And when I look at my definition of relate, even Webster's definition of relate, basically it's two or more people coming together, either positively or negatively, to communicate something and make things happen. So in order to relate to someone, you have to be able to communicate with them. And in life, there are many, many ways of communicating. There's verbal, there's nonverbal, there's conscious relations and subconscious relations. There's always something that's going on that's relating to your mind and to your inner being. So when you look at the relationships in our lives, and especially with everything that's going on in the news right now, you're seeing all kind of things of bad relationships. You see some good, but if you're someone who keys into the news, you're probably going to see a lot of bad. And those bad things and the negative things are always the things that are going to have the most effect on our lives. 87% of the things that we think about or the inner chatter that we have is negative. So you have to try to input positivity in order to override some of this negative stuff that's going on. So just think about it. When I wrote the post initially, I was talking about a study that was done. It shows that when two people are walking, either one's going to speed up to catch the other person's pace, or one's going to slow down to stick to the pace of the other person. Which one are you doing? We've all heard the phrase dumbing things down. Are you dumbing yourself down in order to keep some associations that you're dealing with? Or just in order to not offend people, you're taking away from what you would normally do so that no one's uncomfortable? What I've learned in life, at times people are going to have to be uncomfortable in order for you to be comfortable with you. And I'm not saying you have to offend anyone. But sometimes you have to stop allowing other people to influence your thought, influence the things that you do based upon they're not liking it or them not being comfortable with you doing what you're doing. Because at the end of the day, you're an individual, and being an individual, you have to start with you. That's the whole thing about individuality. It's all about you, and funny, we're talking about that. When I first went into the military back in the early 90s, they used to make fun of me because I talk so fast. I used to really, anybody from Southwest Louisiana or the South period, in Louisiana, we talk slow. Although we've been kind of known for having a slower southern drawl, but in Louisiana, people talk pretty fast. So when I went into the military, they made fun of me quite frequently. So I had to make a conscious effort to slow down my speaking and tap back into the English classes that we had in school in order for them to understand what I'm saying, or take away some of the slang that we would use at home and go back to, because I was dealing with people from so many different facets in life that they were not accustomed to the way we spoke at home. And during that whole process, that opened my eyes that there's a broader world than our spectrum that we grew up in. That's why I'm always encouraging people to go out and speak with other people, learn about other cultures, learn some other things. Now your perspective is broader, and then you can relate better to people. But there's another relationship that I would like to speak on just briefly, You know, there's a relationship between your conscious and your subconscious mind. And in order for your conscious mind to bring forth the things that you wanted to bring forth, you have to feed your subconscious. I know it maybe sounding like I'm going a little bit deep, but trust me, I'm staying on the surface. Basically, your subconscious mind is the mind that's always awake. You know, it's the mind that takes care of your breathing, your eyes blinking. You know, all the things that you don't do. Granted, you can go back and do these things voluntarily, but when you go to sleep, who's controlling this? This is where, you know, your subconscious mind is at work. So what you have to do is find ways to feed your subconscious mind positive things, or things in the areas that you want to go to. What I found, I put on soft music. The last thing you want to do is go to bed at night watching a horror movie. Right before you watch a horror movie, right before you go to bed, and then as soon as you go to bed, you wonder why you wake up having bad dreams. Or, you know, all of that plays into your subconscious mind. You ever wonder why, when you're been thinking about someone, you know, I haven't heard from these people in a while, then the next thing you know, you get a phone call from that same person. I heard somebody do that the other day. Believe it or not, that's your subconscious mind at work. So basically, what I'm saying is, you need to make sure that your relationship between your subconscious and your conscious mind are congruent with each other. So if you want positivity out of your life, you need to submit your subconscious mind to positive influence and positive energy. Stay around people that are pulling in positive energy. You know, you see positive quotes on Facebook all day if you're on Facebook, on Twitter, but at the same time, for every 2 positive quotes, you might see 200 negative quotes. And that's the time, fortunately, you have these features now where you can go in and you can stop following what people are posting. People are posting fight videos, all kind of craziness. You can still be their friend, but you may have to, in order for your well-being and your mindset to get right, you may have to block what they post on their timeline. And that's not being rude. You're not even being mean, but you're looking out for you because you are the individual. So basically, anything in your life that's toxic, any relationship, as you want to call it, or just anything that's negative and going against what you're trying to achieve, those are toxic relationships. You have to find a way to remove them. And trust me, you can, because I know you can. It's within you. Just like I've made the choice, everything in our lives is a choice. Some people don't like to acknowledge that. You know, they just say, oh, you know, this is just the way I was brought up and this is the way it's going to be. No, your whole life up to this point has been based on your choices. And just like you made these choices, you know, it's a lifelong process. So it's a series of choices that's brought you to the point where you are right now. But the good thing is, you can change your life in a moment as soon as you decide to do something different. So basically, all you have to do is say, you know what? I am sick of the way my life has been. Today, I'm going to make this change and change my life. I choose to be better. I choose to pull all of the greatness that's within me, pull it out and put it on the forefront and make my life go where it needs to go. I choose to be the great person that I am. I know that I can. But in order to do this, the first thing you're going to have to do, number one, is fix the relationship between your conscious and your subconscious mind. Once you're thinking the right way, as you think it, so you be it. I say this all the time. If you're not thinking in the right way, you're not going to be it. I mean, I don't care what you do. If you go to take a test and say, you know what, this test is too hard, I can't do it, your thinking has already defeated you. You fail. Boom. You know, if you're going up against another team, you know, when you relate it to sports, if your team, the other team has been rated number 1 for years, and you know that, and you go in there and you just like, man, they're too tough, I can't do nothing with them. You're defeated before you even get on the field. So the same thing goes in your life. Before you start trying to do anything, if you already got the mindset that you can't make it, you're not going to make it. So I'm going to encourage you today to look around in your life, search your soul, figure out just what it is that's holding you back. And whatever that negative is, I need you to work on removing it. But number one, start with a decision. Decide to change your life. The choice is yours. You are great. You have love within you, and I know you can do it. And all you need to do is focus on removing these toxic relationships, because literally these relationships can kill you. I mean, literally, if it's a personal human relationship and it's toxic and you're staying in it for whatever reason, that relationship can kill you. But on the other side of that, if you're trying to get to trying to go on a path to success, and while you're on this path, those negative decisions can kill your path to success. You will not win. You will not become above your circumstance because the negative stuff that's in these relationships are killing you. So, can your relationships kill you? Are they killing you? Possibly. But you're still alive and you're watching this, so that means you have a chance to change it because the choice is yours. Okay, I'm going to let y'all go with that one. And as I always say, one love, enjoy your day, stay motivated, and smile. You look better.